Apollo 11 Houston, we recommend you accept the now 49. Continue through your sequence of sightings, and then we'll analyze the data afterwards. Over.
From banned keyboards to poo-phones and even protection for the 7 Seas, this week's episode is filled with twists and turns. Welcome to the Depths of Jigoku podcast, where we talk about anything we want, really. This week we are joined by the usual crew: Kain,
Hola.
KickenBeans,
Bonjour.
DreadPirate,
What's up, guys?
Scorch,
Vigate.
and me, Bipoe. How you doing, guys?
I can't tell
Pretty
if DreadPirate didn't get the bit, or
Wow.
if I know right off the bat, or if he was just being the American in the bit.
He got dibs on American. He spoke the English.
He's good. We're good. I just picked it up after Beans was, doing his thing. Everybody's week, good so far, bad? I don't know. I forgot that today was Tuesday, so.
I wished
Is that
it
a
wasn't.
good thing? Is that a bad thing?
Yeah, because I was
Tuesday's not bad.
I was really hopeful that it was Friday, and then my brain was like, oh, by the way, it's podcast night. It's Tuesday.
Oh, my
That's a
friend.
big skip.
That's a big difference.
Oh, I know. Trust me, I know, man.
Right now, I've got my week on a pretty good schedule where I've got this going on today, and then tomorrow on hump days I have D&D. So that gives me a nice measurement of where my week is and gives me something to look forward to get away from the work BS.
Interesting way to put those two together. D&D and Hump Day.
Hump
Nice.
day?
I mean, he is a bard. He does hump a lot of things.
Not yet.
You're not
You
a
know,
bard yet,
bard
or you
or
don't hump a
humping
lot of things
No, I
yet?
haven't humped anything yet.
That's gonna be weird when it happens. By the way, just saying.
Look, I'm not initiating. That's not to say something can't come at me, but I haven't initiated.
Do we?
Does your DM make you describe the scene, or do they just fade to black and it's the cartoon and anime? Oh, we know it happened, but they ain't showing it.
So
I'm
the
pretty
experience
sure.
that I have had so far is we kind of role play leading up to it, and then once you kind of get into the deed, it fades to black.
Okay.
I mean, we
Fair.
don't know.
I like that.
He might change the rules on us this time. We are
I
in
mean, I
space
might just
now,
tell you how
so-
I shove a 1 inch into a 3-inch hole,
I mean,
and then I can just straight up go gadget every 6 seconds.
I mean, is it I don't know how to feel about it if they'd ask me if I was in a game and they'd be like, explain the whole scene. Just no.
Let's go. What are you guys doing? Especially if you're, doing it with another player character, that probably gets real awkward real fast.
Yeah.
I grab one hip and then I smack the Buddha belly, and then as the ripples take form, I'm done.
Or if it actually gets that far, just try anything you can to make the DM feel as awkward as possible. While you're explaining it, just look them dead in the eyes the whole time.
No, that's actually
Lick
the
your
end
lips
goal.
a little bit.
That is totally the end goal, is to make the DM as uncomfortable as possible if he makes you do that scene. So
eye contact's important.
Eye
Never
contact
break
is
eye
very
contact.
important. If you can get away with it, try not to blink, but I know that one's a little bit more difficult.
That sometimes if you don't blink for too long, girls get a little uncomfortable. Just FYI.
Know that from
Sometimes if you're in
experience.
the middle of D&D and they ask you to explain a sex scene, everybody gets uncomfortable.
Not everybody.
Most.
okay, we know you're just trying to go for that true rigor mortis, right? So
Oh.
Clerks all over again.
Oh.
It was a great movie ruined by a girl fucking a dead dude in a bathroom with no lights.
Hey, not everybody brings you lasagna at work.
Not wrong.
damn it, I need to watch that again. Thanks.
I'm still afraid to watch Clerks 3.
Let's do it.
Was there a 3?
My
God.
Yes.
yeah, my significant other watched it on a flight and told me that it was sad, and I was like, I don't want to watch it now.
I saw it. That was the last thing I think I saw at Sunray Cinema over here. And it was good. It was really good.
It is good.
It did make me tear up at the end.
But it's a good teary eye.
But it's a good teary eye. It was like the conglomeration of our entire teenage years, boys, of growing up watching all those movies. And it was like a little bow on top for it.
Would someone like to explain the plot for the people that don't know the movie?
No,
No,
Guys,
watch
go
the
watch
movie.
it. Most of these have been out for 20 or more years. You have no fucking excuse.
It's a guy in convenience
Clerks.
store. If you don't know, it's Kevin Smith film. Go get educated.
So Clerks 3 has only been out since 2022.
Not
Yeah.
that long.
When did
Yeah.
the first one come out?
Most of the rest of the
Clerks was
movies
like-
are over 20 years old.
Yeah, the original Clerks.
98?
I think the first Clerks is older than Bipoe.
I think it was 90,
94.
95, 94.
October 19th, 1994 was when the original Clerks came out. And then Clerks 2 came out in 06, and then Clerks 3 in 22.
Well, in
And I
case
remember when
everybody,
Clerks
it
2
is-
came out, and that was such a big ordeal.
And we all went right after work, and most of us still smelled like pizza
And cigarettes.
and taking up an entire row of the
That-
movie theater.
That was waiting. I remember it distinctly because of all the awkward looks we were getting because our entire kitchen was at a movie about kitchens fucking people's foods up.
nice.
We're not telling you that we're gonna do this, but we're telling you what restaurant not to be an asshole at.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at this point where people in the industry no longer have seen that movie or any of those movies.
So, I mean, continue on with this subject. Have you guys seen the previews for the 4:30 movie? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't
The
think so.
4:30 movie?
Kevin Smith, our Lord and Savior, rest in peace, is currently in the works of making
He's alive.
is currently in the works of making a movie about kids that go see movies in the 80s. And like it's another Clerks like up and coming movie called the 4:30 movie.
Sounds like it's gonna be
And-
closer to Mallrats.
I'm not mad about that. That makes me even more excited. I prefer Mallrats over Clerks. I'm one of those weird few. That's because I have
Mallrats was good.
yeah, I have a weird encyclopedic knowledge of comic books that I've read. So Mallrats fit right in. And arguably first time Stan Lee was ever put in a movie.
Ooh.
Dude, I love this cast for the 4:30 movie. We got to go see this movie at 4:30.
We got to go see it in theaters. It looks dude, the trailer looks so good. It looks like Clerks. And I'm super excited about it because as much as I love Kevin Smith, our Lord and Savior, rest in peace.
Not dead.
He died. He just came back. That's why he's our Lord and Savior.
About half of him died, but it's
If
for the
that's- if
it's for the better.
If that's the way you want to phrase it, then yes, he died, lost 45 pounds, and then came back to life.
It's not my fault he thought a heart attack was he was just too high.
He did the opposite of Cheech and Chong.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it looks really good. It's about 3 16-year-old friends trying to get laid and seeing movies. And I am about it.
I love that Method Man is in it as a man named Cookie.
That's
Yep.
fair. But yeah, I don't know. To be fair, Kevin Smith movies are very hit or miss, but the hit ones are always in his like wheelhouse of movies, and this is, and his miss ones are always like, I don't know, Jersey Girl. So
I like Jersey Girl.
I like the fact that they killed J-Lo's ass separately from J-Lo.
I'm
mean, there's
looking at
always
all of his
Chasing Amy.
movies.
Chasing
What
Amy
is
was
Moose
good.
Jaws?
Chasing
Yeah.
Amy was really good. It was probably the slowest of all his movies, but it was still good.
That's another one where my significant other refuses to finish that movie.
Why?
It took me a few times to finish too.
Phrasing.
Hey.
She got to the part where they're like arguing in the rain, and I think it hit an emotional chord, and now she refuses to ever watch the movie again.
Okay then.
I ain't mad at her. I just, who knows? I
Sounds
don't
like
know what the
therapy.
emotional chord is, but sure. I get it.
Yeah. Can't be mad at that. It sounds like therapy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when you listen to this, sorry, baby.
Get called out. Sorry.
They made a Clerks TV show?
Yeah, it's so good. I
The
got it on
animated
Blu-ray
series?
if you want it.
I was about to say,
Oh,
I have the
animated
original
show.
DVDs
I forgot
too.
about that.
Yeah.
It's super good.
That was really good. I remember watching this.
Clerks animated
Oh, I'm gonna have
series.
to rewatch that.
So good. All right, let's actually get into our list of
Actual
topics for
topics.
today. I don't want to talk about the Trump or Musk union lawsuit because we only have like 4 people that watch, and I don't know what their political affiliation is.
Fair enough. We can cut it. I just thought it was interesting that they were on a podcast or talk show or something and made some comments, and now they're getting sued by unions. So it's a good time. It's a great time.
It is a great time.
plug, we
Have
can
you-
skip it.
Talking about Musk, have you guys seen his new haircut?
No.
Did he become more of an alien?
He found a way to somehow summon the bad guy from Fifth Element.
Oh no.
Just
Wait,
look up.
he went Zorg?
He went
Oh,
full
yes.
Zorg. If you tape a piece of plexiglass to the side of his head, he's full Zorg.
You do understand now
look
we
at
have to
that.
edit both of those pictures together and put it on the video, right?
Oh, he does kind of look like
I'm
Zorg.
good with it. You just Google it. It's the third, fourth
God.
row down. It's already got them together.
Okay, so now I feel bad for Gary Oldman because like Musk didn't need that haircut.
No.
and Oldman played that role so freaking good.
I feel like if he had a soul patch, I'd be trying to find 4 stones and a cute ginger.
Oh damn, he does.
Oh no.
It's so bad. That's,
It
whatever.
is
He's
li-
rich. He's
it's
rich. He
literally
can
the
do
fourth
whatever the fuck
picture
he
over.
wants.
Not gonna lie, it kind of looks like a toupee. Like maybe he was going bald
Right?
and like they just
It does look fake.
So he
Didn't he get hair implants or something?
Yeah,
'Cause
he
used
got-
to be like
He did.
balding.
when he owned
So you
PayPal,
know.
he was more bald than I am. And he, like, I don't know, through sheer will and technology, created a tire company based around beating NASA at going to space, and that somehow got him more hair.
Hair
Yeah, so
transplants
there's
are
a
like
before and after
$10,000. So.
of losing the hair and finding the hair and then just shaving it all off.
well now it's all growing back out on the top, so now he can get rid of the sides, like it's fine. Or maybe that was the transplant, pull it from the sides, put it back on top, right?
Oh my gosh, how funny is that?
There you guys go.
Drop it in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Nice.
at least it makes this editing this a whole lot easier.
Oh no, the Zorg cut.
it's the full on Zorg cut.
Side by side.
Yeah.
You know, I hate this. I used to kind of have this similar haircut, and now I can never have that haircut again because now I'm just gonna remember Zorg. I'm like, great.
Why would you want to go
Like
back to
that
it again?
haircut?
I used to shave the sides and back of my head and just kept like my top of the head long and do like a little like slick back curly thing.
Already in the front?
Did it look like that?
Hey, KickenBeans,
No.
try to keep your mic pointed at your mouth, because as soon as you turn your head away, I can't hear you at all.
Oh, okay.
New mic
And,
problems.
Oh yeah,
maybe-
most of
maybe
us
back
got new
yourself another
mics, so
inch.
we're all testing that. So if this sounds a bit off, it's all
And
a
Kain-
test, baby.
Kane over here changed the position of his, and he needs to back it off like another inch.
Okay.
Here we go.
None of this gets cut out.
No, fuck
Nothing,
that.
nothing
This is how
about
you-
like behind the scenes or anything. The only thing that gets cut out are curse words that we're not allowed to actually say.
And we have a pre-show,
And some
boys
other
and
things.
girls, and we didn't do any
Fuck,
of this
fuck,
during
fuck.
the pre-show.
Nope.
Oh, I know.
We sat here practically almost an hour or so. Some of us an hour or so before we actually hit record, where we could have done all these checks, but we're like, "Fuck it, let's do it natural."
The
And we
funny
can
part
keep
is
that
we
one
did
in.
do some.
Yeah.
Some.
And this is
I-
real world testing.
I want to get into the Sonos thing because I know nothing about it, but
All right.
I just have to point out, I want to get through all the like bad stuff first. That way, the end of our show is more upbeat. More Ubisoft layoffs. I don't even know why they announced this. It doesn't meet the
Ooh.
requirement for an announcement before the layoffs. They're laying off 45 people. I feel like this was just like, you're the only one left in your department, kick rocks.
Yeah, but I think they got out ahead of it before someone says, "Oh, they laid off even more people without
Yeah,
telling
'cause I
anybody." We're
mean-
like, "No, here we go. It's 45."
That sounds
which is
like
sad,
a project. That sounds like a project team just got eliminated. Like
Yeah.
Ubisoft probably had a new game in the lines. They had 45 people to work on it. Like you're talking like 18 of your upper management level, and then like sorry, I'm not gonna get into that.
3
But,
programmers that haven't slept in 4 days.
yeah,
now they
three
get to sleep a lot
programmers,
longer.
12 project managers, 13 middle management, right? Like, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
So to that point, the 45 employees came from its global publishing and Asia Pacific teams in April.
Nice.
Mm.
Rude.
Oh, it was probably the people who worked on Skull and Bones.
God, I hope so. I wanted that game to be so good.
I played so much of that game. I love being a pirate and sailing the seas in video games, and I
There's
wish
a
I could
lot
do
of
it in
fun
real life,
about the
but
game,
it's
but
just
it was definitely a drop ball project.
that
The beginning of
first
the game was a lot of
season.
fun.
Yeah,
The
that first
midpoint and
season
endpoint
was horrible.
was not great.
Yeah,
It-
yeah.
It was
The
a
first season
mobile
where they
game
had, like, that
that they turned
poison
into a
person.
PC game.
And charged $80 for.
Yeah, it's a quadruple
Yeah,
A, bro.
I am quadruple A, Jesus. I am definitely sad about Skull and Bones. Like I was really
Mhm.
looking forward to that one, and holy shit, it's not that it tanked, right? Like it was fun for a niche group of people, right? And that being like the beginning game, the end game was just bullshit.
Yeah, it was too
Like-
grindy, and then like that one boss for this season, like I kept trying to say it, is just like it just tells you to go screw yourself. I'm like, okay, great, I'll go do that and farm up, and then 6 hours later, still can't fucking do it.
I mean, dude, they had so much more opportunity in that game with how much like just sheer mass of area you could get to, and
Mhm.
they put like what one sea monster in it. Like you could have
Right.
been.
Was there a sea monster in it? Yeah, there was the
Yeah.
Kraken or
There was
something.
there was the Kraken. You had the giant alligator or crocodile. And
Yeah,
then the
that was like
and
the
then the
first
ghost
one they
ship.
told you to go kill.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so the ghost ship is like a seasonal boss or something like that. So when they first
Yeah,
opened it up,
that's
you
the one
got
I
the
was
ghost
talking
ship, right?
Mhm.
And then the actual first season was not the ghost ship, but the hell was it? It was like another pirate or something like that, but like a super stupid decked out ship or something.
Right.
Yeah, the Rat King or something. It was like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
yeah. It was like it
Like
had
the
like
pollution.
poison rounds or something. Yeah.
Yeah, the pollution thing. So like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like they dropped the ball on like so much opportunity to like have to actually go sail the seas and like hunt and find, different sea creatures. Like they could have put so much shit in there.
They
But
should have just
instead-
remastered Black Flag at this point. Honestly,
I heard they
working
are.
on that.
Yeah, I heard they are doing that.
Just update
Well,
graphics.
fuck,
Don't change
af-
anything about the
After
story.
Skull
I
and Bones
can't.
bombed,
I
that's
can't.
probably exactly what they went to. Was like, you know what? We fucked up. Let's just go do what people originally wanted us to do,
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
which
Like,
was
for-
remastered Black Flag, because it was one of the best fucking games that Assassin's Creed ever saw.
It was like 4 months after Skull and Bones came out that they took Assassin's Creed Black Flag off the Steam store because they were gonna remake it. Because that's how Ubisoft operates. Once they're gonna do a remake, they take things down from purchase. So like,
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah.
fuck you, Ubisoft. I have an actual copy
well, like a CD copy, like you gotta install
for
it.
for Xbox 360 that I don't
Nice.
have.
Oh, there's probably a retro gaming store.
Actually,
somewhere
I
around
take
here.
that back. The Spawn
about-
has a Xbox 360. I'm
I
gonna
was
bring that
about to
shit down
say,
to
if
the
you need,
basement.
I could send you mine. It has been in my closet for the better part of 5 years now.
You know how bad I would feel if I plug it in, turn it on, and it red rings?
What?
I just
What?
Either
Pirates
that
or the
that fucking
spawns?
bullshit side hard drive just fucking wipes.
yeah. No,
I
Xbox 360.
I have never
Yeah.
dealt with the Red Ring of Death on any of the Xboxes I've owned, and I am blessed for that one.
Same. Though I'm very surprised because there were some days where that Xbox was running for like 20 to 36 hours straight when I was playing.
I mean, I grew up poor, man. There's times when I had to keep a game on because I couldn't afford to get
A memory card,
memory
right?
card.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
I'd have the entire system on for 16, 17 hours at a time.
So if I remember right, the red ring didn't come from too much playtime. The red ring came from like too many power surges or something, and then it just screwed up the internals.
That makes sense.
There's a few different reasons for it, but the biggest one was just turning it on and off too many times.
So letting it run was the best choice you could do.
Maybe that's why I never got it.
Some
There you go.
causes for the red ring of death are included but are not limited to overheating, power supply issues, poorly installed components, and soldering issues.
That probably goes back to overheating.
Wait, then how did like 3 pennies underneath the power switch fix this problem? Because that's how I fixed it when mine did.
I mean,
You got lucky, you
copper's-
magical wizard.
Copper dissipates heat decently.
Through the plastic power button?
While you were sleeping,
Science?
Lincoln jumped out of the penny and resoldered all the points and fucking went back into the coin.
It's like Santa Claus. If you see Bill Gates, he doesn't fix your red ring.
Do you remember when they came out with like the separate fan components where you could just pop them in there on top of the Xbox and it fucked up your Xbox?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you talk about like the vertical stand that had the built-in fans or whatever?
Yeah, and it was fucking up Xboxes.
Yeah, I remember that because you had to hook it up to the Xbox to power it, and then it like just ate.
Well, it
Fried
also
everything.
For some reason, just ate Xboxes.
I had one, and the reason it ate Xboxes was you were standing it up on its exhaust, and the fans were blowing air into the exhaust, so it was just letting heat soak in.
Brilliant.
It's like running a turbo backwards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
All right, that gets rid of all of our bad news. Let's do Sonos, and then we'll hit poop flavored iPhone.
Oh well, this one's kind of bad news, so I guess it's a good fit here. So I have a couple Sonos speakers, and I like them for what they can do, which is exactly what I was looking for them to do, which is to be like a whole home network kind of like speaker setup, right?
Mhm.
So far I only have 2, and my partner just bought like one little mobile room one for herself. But like just before she did that, I read an article about the fact that their new app that they pushed out in like May has been having all kinds of issues. Now, I don't use their app that much. I just use it to connect my shit to the network and I'm good to go. But apparently like they marketed themselves to like corporations and stuff like that to do like whole store audio and like, you know, have built-in wall speakers that all connect together through the same Wi-Fi service and all that fun stuff. That these companies and this app, they can't use features on occasion, and then they like can't use the features of the app to push music through to the speakers. So like there's a little bit of a description here. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but not being able to support the new headphones that just came out, like that's one of the bigger issues, right? Yeah, the app's performance is reduced because it's, you know, cloud connection and music services stopped really working. And I mean, you're marketing yourself as a musical system and service, and your shit can't connect to a music service. That's a pretty big problem, man.
Yeah, I
But
don't
it's
know.
not an uncommon one.
I feel like Sonos started really good and has just been on the downhill since.
So my take on this, personal take, is their products are strong. Like what their products can do and how they sound and everything, that is actually great because it's like some of the better sound quality I've ever had from a Wi-Fi speaker, right? But their corporation and their way of handling setbacks like this has not been good. So there's been some, you know, interviews with like the current CEO of Sonos where, you know, it's kind of like, well, what are you going to do about all these problems? And he just kind of like shrugs his way out of it. Like, that's not good, man. Like when your CEO doesn't have a statement, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that they bounce back. Like I'm hoping that they just like roll back to the old app, which apparently worked just fine, until they can either re-roll this one or do something else, because I don't really want Sonos to go under. Like, not that I like believe in their product, but you know, it's one of the few systems where you can do a whole home Wi-Fi and like off of several units, and that's not something you can get every day from in the quality that it comes in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, and I agree. My original issues with Sonos and the reason I don't have Sonos anymore, um, was I bought into Sonos right before their second gen stuff came out. And when their second gen stuff came out, they basically made it to where you couldn't sync first gen with second gen. And there was a workaround on at the time because I was using a Raspberry Pi as a smart home thing. There was a workaround where you can get it to work because it would basically Raspberry Pi would just convert it to a different command and then send it to the other one. But like not a lot of people have the skill set to do those things.
True.
So
I think recently when they came out with like their Gen 3 stuff, they did make everything compatible again. But yeah, I see where that would be a problem. Like
yeah.
going first gen to second, they can't talk. Like that's stupid.
But yeah, other than that, they are like the Bose of web speakers. They sound fucking amazing.
Yep, I'm pretty happy with my two little eras.
Honestly, something I've noticed with a lot of the speaker or headphone or like shit like that apps is most of them are subpar for almost every kind out there, unless it's one of the bigger name ones.
Yeah, but
and
even then, they still kind of suck because nowadays they're just so lazy about all the features that they put on there.
yeah, and the apps are just like glitchy or don't have a lot of customization or don't really much let you do anything
Wait, are we talking
for the
about
most
video
part.
games again?
No, I'm talking about yeah, yeah.
See the trend, everybody? See the trend?
It's pretty much all around these days.
Yeah.
Because I've owned a bunch of different headsets over the years, and only a couple of the brands I've ever owned even had halfway decent app connectivity with the headphones and and your phone and connections and shit like that.
Well, okay, so to go back to Sonos real quick. So one of the things that they did in the new generation, which I greatly appreciate, was they added Bluetooth connectivity. So like before it used to just be you hook it up to your home Wi-Fi and then like
Oh yeah.
the app tells all of them which one to play, but now you can actually Bluetooth to it. So that was great. I guess I don't know why they didn't feature that. Like, way to not use a very common technology in your older gens, but whatever. So I'm happy about that because that means at least, you know, if the app doesn't work anymore, I can still Bluetooth to them, which is nice. But I don't know if I can still pair them like they are. So we'll see.
Would it be a reason that you have to pay for the Bluetooth standard versus the Wi-Fi standard is open, for lack of a better term?
No, I think what they were concerned about initially was the degradation of sound quality from Bluetooth.
Oh,
And
that makes sense. I 100% support that.
Yeah, so that's why I guess originally Sonos didn't go with allowing Bluetooth, is that they were worried about like not being able to like peak channel and stuff like that. But I don't know, it just seemed silly to not allow that kind of connectivity to
Yeah,
your,
but I guess
to your devices.
to kind of justify that too, like the people that are purchasing their items at that price point, for the most part, probably have a really good home network set up.
Yeah.
No, most of the people I know with Sonos products are IT retarded. And we
So
could say that word because
what it
somebody in my
really
family
is-
has the tism.
nice. So what it really is that you got these people going out and thinking that they're buying a premium product. That
Yeah.
did make it a little worse.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's most of the Sonos customers I know, present company excluded, buy those things because they hear they're good and they're not using 90% of the functionality. They get the same thing out of a Google Home or like a JBL speaker.
Yeah.
Or Bose, because that's
Yeah.
probably the other brand that they would buy. Yeah.
But they're good. It's just one, the price point's kind of crazy for me because I like to tinker and I know I could build that shit better. And two, the backwards compatibility was my big issue. But if you say this new one's making it backwards compatible, I think I still have my first and second gen stuff. So I might convert my outside stuff to Sonos.
I'm not 100% on the first gen stuff, but I think that they all connect now through network, like through at least the old app. I haven't heard anything about what the new app's capable of.
Yeah, well, that was the thing is they changed to a new app at the same time they came out with the second gen because I had a first gen And then I just went out and bought another speaker because I was buying the little 14-inch box speakers. But I went out and bought another one just so I could have two that could play throughout the house. And it looked exactly the same on the box. It looked exactly the same physically. And then you get to like setting it up. I couldn't get it to connect with my first gen app. So I ended up Googling it, and they're like, oh, the new second gen came out 6 months ago. This is what you have to do now. You have to download this other app. And they just made it to where they weren't compatible at all. So I was like, oh, well, fuck these things.
Looks like Beans did the work for us. That yes, Sonos is now backwards compatible completely.
So it looks
Nice.
like the speakers themselves are, but the compatibility to the app is not. So
Oh.
kind of case in point, the app functionality is still not there.
Right.
But
Gotcha.
all the hardware within the speakers themselves can all play together.
Nice. Poop flavored iPhone?
Well,
Sound
you
like
said
a
it.
poopy.
So now we got to talk about it, I guess.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen? So they're doing another color with the new iPhone 16 launch, and hate it or love it, whether you like Apple or not. Like the new special color looks like shit, literally.
Okay, now I got to look this up because originally when you put this topic in the list, I actually thought it was like the Nintendo Switch cartridges, you know, where they made them taste bad so kids won't chew your
Made it taste
phones.
like shit.
Nah, hey, Kane, you want to go test that out so we can like make sure it's true?
They
Oh,
know.
That tells me that somebody actually ate some shit so that they can get a flavor profile of what to fucking make it taste like.
Could you imagine the taste testing groups?
Oh,
I think it would depend a lot on what they ate that day. Like we've all seen Two Girls, One Cup. We know it can't taste that bad.
Oh, can we please not? Let's not. Let's not like ruin let's please not just like
Ruin what? The internet? Okay, because we're gonna do that.
no, I was trying to think, but I'm like, I was gonna say
Yours is
let's please
going
not
up.
ruin our minds, but like we're already tainted minds, so it doesn't
if
really
they know
matter.
what that is, that we are far behind ruining their minds, sir.
Yeah. But let's just not bring up that. God, I remember someone
And
playing
if they
that for
don't
me
know
in
what it is,
middle
4chan
school.
doesn't exist.
I remember somebody playing that for me in middle school, and I was like, "Fuck, okay, no."
Hey, pirate, I need you to get off whatever porn site you're trying to watch because it's really messing with your bandwidth.
Behind the scenes, yay! And while we're doing all
Don't
that,
tell me how to live my life.
Okay, you're coming in clear now.
yeah,
He's just
Okay,
jacking
so-
it, guys. He's
weird.
just jacking it.
Man, just oh god, you brought that back.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
We're
Get
not
outta here.
sharing
You're
that
fired.
story. Jesus.
So
fired.
either way, these bronze colored iPhones look more like
There it is.
poop
That's what I was
colored.
looking up. It does look
Um,
like poop.
Why
You
did they just
know-
go with rose gold again? I'm sorry, I really like that. But
I mean, I don't like rose gold either, but that's a personal thing.
I assume that Samsung probably like put a cease and desist on the rose gold for iPhones. No, I'm kidding.
It wouldn't
I don't think
surprise
that
me.
happened. It
With all the
wouldn't
back and
surprise me,
forth-
but it-
With all the back and forth lawsuits, I could see them doing some stupid shit like that about like color schemes or something.
As much as I love
I
those
mean-
little Koreans, they can sue. They can sue like a wealthy blonde American girl.
I mean, they did steal iPhone's the AirPod look.
That was a completely different company. I think it was Skull Candy got sued by Apple many years ago because they put out a similar looking product, and the lawsuit went to the tune of you can't copyright a shape.
Sounds about right.
While I mean, I'm kind of glad about that because I'll give it to the AirPods. It was the superior earpod.
They still are. For the
Sam-
price, AirPods are
yeah.
great.
Samsung ones fall out of year constantly. The old ones did. So the fact that they finally jumped on the same like look of the AirPods, I think they're gonna do much better.
So the Galaxy Buds, I think, is the ones you're talking about, and
Yeah.
yes, like those were really only good for like sitting and listening to, not activewear at all. At least not
Yeah.
the ones I had.
The pros did really good. I love the sound quality of those.
I have the pros, and
Sound
while I
quality,
agree the sound
for
quality
sure.
is fucking choice,
but for activity, not
they
great.
they fall out of your if you can't eat a snack without them trying to fall out of your fucking ear.
I could
It
I could eat with them in. I couldn't run with them in, but I could eat.
it would have actually been great if they like also produced the little like ear hook adapters for them. Like, you just slip them on over the thing and then. But
Yeah,
they were not the right shape to do that.
No, but
I-
if
They
they
were
ever
really
make
not.
some wraparounds, I'm buying those in a heartbeat.
Did Samsung come out with? I have a core memory unlocked. Over-the-ear
I wa-
headphones.
So there's a
Mm,
company that Samsung absorbed called AKG, and they're an audio company that used to be their headphone supplier. So like when you would buy a phone, I think back like Galaxy 7, this is the headphones that you would get with your phone back when they used to provide headphones. And AKG makes IEMs and all kinds of audio products, and they did. And then Samsung for a little bit kind of put their name on it.
Yeah. Nope, they do not. They have not made one since they bought AKG.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was just looking and I searched for Samsung over ear headphones and I got a lot of Sony product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Which, by the
No,
way,
they-
I'm a big fan of AKG as a audio company. They got some good stuff.
Yeah, they make some dope monitors, like in-ear monitors. But $180 later.
it's the
When
average
you're in the
price for
audio
anything
world,
these
180 is
days.
not bad.
It's low for the audio world.
Speaking of being big fans or making great products, if you guys want to sponsor this podcast at all, please reach out at TheDepthsofJigoku@gmail.com. We would love to have some of our favorite products come sponsor us.
Okay,
That was him reminding us.
back
Yeah,
to
that
the
was a perfect
pre-show
plug. You were,
conversation. That was perfect.
you're basically right at 40 minutes, like we said. That was awesome.
Back to the pre-show conversation, and if Gorilla Mind or PK wants to sponsor this, I will gladly do the sluttiest sponsorship you've ever heard.
Oh, here we
But-
go. I thought you were going to talk about the other thing, but I guess we're doing this first.
Lock and load. Lock and load. You guys need to get some. The link is in the doc. You can look at it now.
Now in strawberry flavor. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, dude, you got me excited because they taste like asshole.
No. It's not the strawberry flavor when you eat it.
I'd buy that product. But yeah,
Oh, man.
it's essentially, I listen to many podcasts, and one of the podcasts I listen to, two of the hosts are degenerates, and they were trying to figure out how to increase their load size and volume.
Mhm.
And they had the dude from Gorilla Mind on, More Plates, More Dates, and just as a random guest. And then they were like, wait, we've been making this thing just for funsies. Could this be a product? So then he's like, yes. And he got scientists on it and did actual testing. Like, it's ridiculous. But yeah, lock and load from Gorilla Mind. Don't order a bottle yet. I want to at least get a couple bottles before they get sold out again. And they've sold something like 10 million bottles and lots of repeat customers. Everything on AKG's website is sold out, by the way. For over the ear.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was
And
looking at it
for-
right now. I'm actually
and
reading
for
the
y-
ingredients.
And for YouTube and Spotify cases, we are not sponsored yet. We're just talking about we would like to be sponsored, and this might be one of the ones we'd like to be sponsored by. So when I go and do all the checks, you're like, is there any promotional content? No. We are not sponsored by them yet. Or
Everybody-
for now.
Everybody
Yeah.
listening, reach out to the PKA podcast. Tell them to sponsor that for us.
Yes, that'd be
Gives a whole
That'd be
new
great for
meaning
them.
to fucking shooting your shot at this point.
exactly. Yeah.
That is
See,
that is on point for the conversation.
It'll be long and silky.
you could probably literally jump rope,
Whoa. Well done.
Hey, if we're-
Well done. I love the suggested use, by the way. I don't know if you guys went to the link, but yeah.
What's the
That's a yes.
suggested use?
What is
Are you,
it?
trying, are you talking about
Suggested
the?
use. I will read it. I will read it right now.
All right.
Take 5 capsules with a fat-containing meal in the morning.
Oh, I
Take
did
another
read that.
4, take another 4 capsules with a fat-containing meal in the evening. Do not exceed 9 capsules in any 24-hour period.
Wait, now I want to know what happens if you take more than 9.
You have an erection lasting 6 or more
Does it
hours.
just
Please
do you
consult
get
your doctor.
constipated, but at the other end?
That's the crazy thing. Through research, I have determined that it doesn't help you with that problem. It literally just like makes your loads massive. So
I
if
thought you
you,
were about to talk. I thought you were going to talk about like I took more than 9 and I got constipated out the other end, which is kind of weird.
another weird thing.
No, but that will happen if you eat overcooked Wagyu beef. Just
Well,
trust me.
Wagyu beef is like shit tier beef that everybody wants. I have problems
I don't know
with
about that, man. I don't know about that one.
I when I cooked it right the second time around, it was super delicious.
it's
All right,
it's delicious.
would I-
It's not
would I pay for
$90 for 4 ounces delicious.
Fuck no.
Right. I want
It
to
was
take
bought
a
for me, so I happily took it.
I want to take a
Happily
pause
took it.
real quick just because Beans and then subsequently Kain linked the same thing of a IEM or in-ear monitor was on sale from $1,000 to $160. What the fuck? Okay, back to the normal conversation.
It's gonna be like you got a week before they're sold out from all of our listeners.
Are they good for $1,000? They gotta
They're-
be good, right?
They're real good. I've listened to these. That's why I sent it to you. Is I was like, holy shit, those are on sale, on sale.
Yeah,
I
too bad I
know.
can't get them though because they're corded and my phone definitely does not have a jack in it.
Oh wait, they're
Neither-
corded.
neither
Oh
do
well,
I.
I can. All right, so you could use them for like your PC.
Oh, actually, these might be Bluetooth.
I think they're-
because it looks like the
So-
I
cord.
think
is
they're
actually-
either.
These are
High
IEM,
performance
so
Bluetooth cable for hands-free wireless experience.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
They
okay.
do disconnect at the headphone themselves, and you can change the cabling.
All right.
Nice.
Again, we're not sponsored by any of these. We're now just like in the market for all this. Can I? Okay,
We're
this is an
we're just
after.
talking about products now. I like it.
This
I'm
is
not-
just
I'm not
No
ready for an
contemplating.
AKG sponsor. Like it would just be intro happens and it's just us crying because our ears feel so good.
Yeah, no, like if anything at this point, we're probably closer to a 5 Fine sponsorship.
Ayo.
I'd be good
Again,
with
another
that.
At
sponsor.
this
Hey.
point.
On the
I
AKG
love
front,
them.
I will say that I work with a Cadillac dealership, and if an AKG is the audio company for Cadillac, so if you guys want to hook it up, hook it up.
Yep. Well, I guess
Get
I
us
have
a
a lot of people
sponsorship and you won't work for a Cadillac
Wi-Fi
dealership,
Fine.
right?
Oh God, no. Okay, again, YouTube,
I'm kidding,
Spotify,
I'm
we're
kidding.
all just. This is all jokes until this really happens. I just want to just throwing that one out there. But no, yes, it sounds like I'm going to be reaching out to a lot of different people that don't know who we are and be like, "Yo, you want to sponsor us?" I swear we're sort of, kind of, maybe normal.
No,
Yeah.
that's what makes them want to sponsor us. Is we're not normal.
This-
I will Ben Affleck cry on screen if you send me some free AKG monitors.
Sorry, what I should have said is this sponsorship self-sponsored by Fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm not
Sponsored by
joking.
American Express.
Yeah. No, I
Sorry,
think
sir. Visa.
I think most of us have Fi Fine except one of us, and we all actually used to have Fi Fine or Fee Fine.
Visa, accepted anywhere you are.
What is it? Oh, what was the MasterCard commercial that they used to do?
I mean, no one
I don't
uses
even have a
MasterCards.
MasterCard.
Yeah,
Visa and American Express, my dude.
MasterCard's the middle child of credit card companies.
Mhm.
Digital Sense. Have you guys heard there's an AI company that is actively trying to figure out what Bitcoin smells like and then send you the scent?
It smells like it smells like two things: super strong, like Middle Eastern cologne, or sweaty butt crack from like a dude in his mom's basement.
Okay, we can make this a game. I think it smells like dusty graphics cards in poorly applied thermal paste.
That's too real. We can't use that.
Sorry, you're not allowed to give correct answers. You have to give the funny answers. You know, it's like the memes on Reddit and over the internet.
I think it
Describe
smells-
this wrong answers only.
I think it smells like that pic of the kids doing a LAN party and with their friend taped to the ceiling.
So
Thank God for gap tape.
Nice.
Oh, y'all know what I'm talking about.
I
yeah.
know exactly what you're talking about.
Again, if you know what any of these things we were talking about, like that meme or the videos, make sure to stand up and drink some water, stretch a little. It'll help you out.
Maybe
You
look
know
out a
that-
window if you fear the
You know that-
grass.
You know what I think Bitcoin smells like? It smells like a 18-year-old jar of pennies that was like just recently struck by lightning.
It smells like butthole tastes.
Old.
So it smells like Kane's old 360.
Yes, yes. Like the exhaust. Wait, no, even better, even better. Hang on. It smells like the exhaust vents from a Steam Deck.
That is such a glorious smell. I get sad when Steam Deck puppy smell goes away because it eventually goes away.
And then you just get the smell of burnt solder.
Yeah. No, it's not that Asus contraption. It's not melting
No,
things.
it's not the Republic of Gamers handheld either, or the MSI handheld or whatever, which one it is.
Dude, talk about that hot garbage. Whose fucking idea in marketing was it to be like, we're gonna make an Intel one? Name a time when Intel made good graphics. I'm not talking passable graphics. I'm talking good graphics.
Yeah, Scorch.
Why are you
Tell
looking
us.
at me?
I don't know. So over
You're
the
the most
weekend,
tech-savvy out of all of us.
no. I'm specifically saying it because over the weekend, Scorch and I were hanging out playing a video game, and he's like, you know, it could be your graphics card that's
Video
causing you. Either way, shut the fuck up. My accent comes out sometimes. I'm telling my story. And he's like, you know, it could be your graphics card. Instead, we know what it actually is. It's one of my hard drives. You
Is it
should
mashed
swap to
potato?
like. No, it's not. It's my hard drive. But either way, he's like, you should swap to an Intel graphics card. I hear they're great, and I look at him dead in the eyes as much as I can on a Discord profile pic. I'm like, you want to say that with a straight face? And he's like, no.
I had to do my best to hold that lie as long as I could.
It took all of like 1.5 seconds, and then he was like, I couldn't do it anymore.
Hey, look, all I'm gonna say here, Bo, is that going from a 1080 Founders
TI
Edition
Founders 1080 Ti Founders Edition, you can't just say that.
to an A77 or A770 might not be a bad switch up because it does have more VRAM than your current setup does.
I might as well, if
mean,
I'm doing that,
that
I might as
would
well
be an
just swap to like a better graphics card. I might as well just save more money and swap to another graphics card that's better than that.
Well, I'm just saying, price point wise, you're looking at like $300-400 versus like $100 to $1,800. Like,
No, I understand. But I think the first fix is swapping out my hard drive for an NVMe or an SSD.
yes,
And then if that
absolutely.
doesn't
You're not
work,
running an
then-
SSD?
I have one.
Just for his operating system,
Listen, this AI don't need too
Buddy.
much power.
which is why the AI responds so fast on this chat. But when we try to play games with it, it takes forever to
Cool
load.
it down.
Wow, I'm leaving. That hurt.
I just like
Oh, was
Kickin'
that-
Beans. He's
was
like,
that too much?
buddy.
Listen here.
Dude, at this point, I have 3 SSDs in my freaking computer. Okay.
Yeah,
I-
good for you.
I don't want to talk about it.
Listen, if I'm gonna
We're not
spend
talking about the server.
if I'm gonna spend $300 or $400, I'm gonna probably buy just like a huge like NVMe, like a 3 or 4 terabyte, just because I know I won't need any more storage the rest of my fucking life.
No,
on
no,
the
no.
computer.
Screw that.
If
Screw
only
that.
somebody had sent you a link to a really nice 4T SSD.
Ooh.
Okay, so here's the deal. SSDs
Listen, it's
are
either the
not like
IEM or the
infinite
SSD.
life. Okay. SSDs are not infinite life. Best 5 to 6 years. So the better thing to do is actually to get a PCIe expansion card that takes like 8 SSD NVMe chips, and just put a bunch of 1 terabytes in, and then like RAID 4 of them together, right? So technically, you then have 2 4 terabyte hard drives that are just 1 terabyte chipsets apiece.
Yeah, but then you're
Oh,
working them that much.
Wait. Yeah, I was gonna say, first of all, that sounds like a lot of work, and second of all, what's that price
It's
point?
It's not, and the cards
Cheaper.
are relatively cheap. Yeah, you would end up saving money. I'm not saying I have one, but there's one next to me.
So
Ugh.
you can get the 1 terabyte SSDs for way cheaper right now than you can a 4, and the PCIe slot card, it's probably maybe $100, maybe. I don't know. If you get like a really good one, you might be looking at 200. But it's
I think a really good one nowadays is $100.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, I haven't looked at them in a little while, but I'm pretty sure like that would be the way to go. And that might be the way I end up going after a little while. Except my GPU is vertical mounted, so I don't have any PCIe access.
Just
I gotta get that case that Pirate wants.
just wait for Micro Center to have their inland SSD sale.
Yeah,
They
I'll wait
use
for that.
Samsung chipsets, and you can get 2 terabytes for like $70.
All right. And that is computer help for the AI.
we're not
which is
done.
kinda weird.
An A770 is better than a 1080 Ti by 3%.
3%. I'm not spending $300 for 3%. No.
I mean,
No.
this
you
is
get more
America.
VRAM.
You can spend your money in a lot dumber way.
Yeah, I know I can. I have spent $300 in a very dumb way.
A770 also has ray tracing.
What? Okay.
There's your 3% difference.
Ray tracing is my
have a
opinion and
feature
my
you
opinion
can't use.
alone, and people can yell at me in the comments. You guys can yell at me now. Ray tracing's overhyped. I don't see the benefit.
It's really pretty.
I don't know that ray tracing is overhyped. I think that well, maybe ray tracing is. Maybe I'm thinking backwards. I think DLSS 3 or ray tracing, one of those two, might be a little overhyped. But DLSS 3 is like AI image enhancement, right? So like you get less torn frames or something like that.
Yeah, DLSS and whatever AMD calls their version.
FSR.
FSR. They're actually really good. I'm relatively impressed by the technology. But the A770 and your 1080 Ti don't have that, so it's not something you got to worry about. It does have ray tracing though. You can get the pretty shimmers.
But to
I
your
don't
point,
care.
Robot, ray tracing is a bit overhyped just because when that tech came out, there was barely any video games that were actually worth a fuck that were utilizing it or worth even turning it on for.
I was gonna say I think the only game that was like actually like promoted with it was when it came out, the new COD came out, and like, oh, there's ray tracing, and it showed puddles.
Battlefield.
Battlefield, thank you, one of them.
Cyberpunk.
Don't you ever get those confused.
Listen,
Cyberpunk
honestly,
was ray
I should
tracing.
be ashamed of myself. I used to play too much of both. I should know my difference. I'm sorry, but I'm also an AI, so go fuck yourself.
So
Ooh.
spicy today. So
KickenBeans is the peanut gallery with the reactions. Ooh.
What I'm here for.
as a follow-up, because you're a cheap bastard, you could always just get another 1080 Ti and we can SLI them.
You know, I'm not cheap, but you know, that could be an idea.
You can pick one of those used up for like $150 nowadays.
Yeah.
What, the founders TIs?
Mhm.
Aren't they like collector's items at this point? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, that's
No,
the thing
yeah,
is they
no.
all still work. That's the problem.
It doesn't sound like a problem to me. That sounds like better quality than what we have for
Yeah.
some of the shit today.
Fair. I meant,
and it
I
all
meant
comes
problem
comes
from
full
the collector
circle.
side.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
I was gonna say, comes full circle. The 1080 Ti is actually a good card, just old.
None of us were arguing against that. We're just saying 16 gigs is a higher number than 11 gigs.
Right.
We can do basic math. That is
And
true.
and 2000 megahertz is higher than 1376.
You had to think
But
on that
still
one, did you?
abysmal.
I'm sorry. Did you say 2000 is higher than 1376?
Yeah.
Okay, 1376. I thought you added an extra zero in there. My bad.
At no
wasn't
point did I
sorry.
use the term zero.
Wait, did you think 13706 and not 1376? Because I also thought that initially. Because I'm an
Yeah.
idiot.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought it was 13706. Like I thought there was a zero in there somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I was gonna say 13,000 is a little bit higher than 1100.
Yeah, just a little.
And Intel's never dropped like a product that they've been creating. This is going to go for generations and generations.
Yeah. Okay.
It's hard to say with a straight face.
You did okay.
Well, we know one thing that's never going to sponsor us.
I would accept an Intel sponsor and grovel at their feet. They pay out bad. Series.
Bad isn't good. Just clarifying here. Bad
Yeah,
isn't
bad
good.
isn't good.
Got it.
Um, back on computer stuff. Series X price bump. Did you guys hear about this? It's blowing up, 10-year-olds in Xbox game lobbies right now.
I was going to ask you about this because, I was like, Series X from what? Like, what company
the
are we talking
Xbox?
about here?
Yeah, the Xbox Series X.
Okay, thank you. I don't want to make assumptions because, there's Steel Series, and I was like, okay, Steel Series bump to what? Like,
Fair.
so that's- go
But
ahead.
it's not even like a $30 price bump or anything. It went from $500 to $600, and they didn't improve a single hardware feature.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Capitalism at its best.
like
Wait, how much
Microsoft
are they?
cannot. They're $600 now,
Oh, I'm so glad I bought mine when I did.
right?
I'm so
There
glad
was-
I did.
There was a time 9 months to a year ago where you could pick them up for $350.
Yeah, what do you think I picked mine up at? $350.
$3.99, Mr. AI.
Right?
$350. Excuse me.
What they
I did
don't
not
know
do
is
the
he
5
is actually
digits.
just an Xbox Series X we reprogrammed.
Yeah. That's why I'm so responsive and friendly.
I don't see with Game Pass hemorrhaging games people paying $600 for something that's less value now.
No.
Yeah, it's FOMO and probably the hype. I personally love my Xbox Series X. I think it's great. It definitely powers my heart because I'm definitely made from one. But yeah, I like it. It allows me to play with a lot of the games I could play without with my family and whatnot, because they play a lot of sports games and I don't, but it allows us to kind of play with each other. And plus, if I want to play one of the new released games on Xbox but don't want to pay for it, I give Microsoft $18 a month, and then I get the new game for free for as long as I keep paying $18 a month for it.
Well, you paying that Ultimate Game Pass money then?
Yeah, why do you think I have it on
Yeah,
both
it's worth it.
console and yeah?
I know.
I've converted my entire family to get into the Ultimate because now they all have computers and the console. I'm like, it's like $5 more just to get it. What's the worst that happens?
Yeah. So I've always had the opinion that Xbox is definitely one of the more community based gaming systems, right? Like play online, play with your friends. It's on Xbox.
Yeah,
PlayStation's definitely for the people that are no, leave me alone. I want to play, my single player storyline game that I'm going to spend 80 hours on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very
And
true.
then
I mean, Xbox kind of got is what started the whole online gaming, chat-oriented gaming.
You better pull that bass out your mouth and not forget about Dreamcast over there.
But it didn't make it. But it didn't make it popular. It started.
The amount of
Argue that it
racial
did.
slurs I have yelled through Quake 3 Arena when I was
Jesus Christ.
8.
And if you have done that or remember playing with the
That doesn't
Dreamcast
make
or
it
playing
okay.
online, you should
No,
stand
no,
up
I'm
and
not
stretch
saying
and drink
it's
some
okay.
water.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's and look out a window. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying that was how games were back then.
Yeah, but Xbox literally gave you the headset to play it with.
Yeah,
I forgot
about
included-
that. It was a crappy fucking headset.
oh yeah, the little wire
Like-
with the 1 ear.
Yeah.
And
That
It was
connected
the-
with your,
it was
with
the,
your controller.
It was
Yeah,
like
that's what I
the-
was
yeah,
talking
it was the
about.
old it's like the old what are they called, telecom, hi, would you like to speak about your car extended warranties, kind of headset.
like you work at a
Yeah.
call center.
Call center,
headset.
thank you. Oh my
There
god.
you go. I was about
Thank
to-
you. I was like,
Or
what's that name?
Or if we're going way far back, like a switchboard, right? Where people.
Not gonna lie, I used that headphone for Vent and WoW for many, many years.
Oh, I remember using the original
forgot
Xbox
that.
headset for until about the three from the almost the end of 360 to the Xbox One. I remember still using that headset, the one-eared little thing. It worked. It was sturdy. You could
And
throw
the
that
gaming
against the
headsets-
wall and it'd be fine.
And gaming headsets weren't really a thing yet, so they just you had it, and you were just like, "Oh, this is awesome."
Yeah.
And you started talking to random people online, and cussing each other out.
And then you get called a couple of slurs, and then you have that one dude that has it right next to their phone or to their speaker blasting very horrible music in the COD lobby. I remember you at midnight. Don't you forget it. Whoever, if you're listening to this, I still remember. It's very
This-
shitty music, and then he all gets cussed out.
this may surprise you, but I'm pretty sure Xbox Game Pass lobbies are older than cell phones.
That doesn't surprise
Or
me.
older
That
than
actually-
smartphones. Smartphones.
That doesn't
Let me
Definitely,
clarify.
definitely older than smartphones.
Oh, 100%.
I don't think they're older than cell phones though.
No.
I mean, the first
Oh.
satellite phone came out in what, the 80s?
Yeah.
The smartest phone that was out when like the Xbox game chat really started getting popular was Blackberries.
Sidekicks.
Sidekicks.
Was it not the
the Google
Razr?
G-
BlackBerry
G1?
before the Sidekick? The G1 was a bad fucking phone.
You're-
That thing was awesome.
The Razer G1 or the Google G1?
Google.
Google.
Google's G1.
Yeah, I had one of those.
Dude,
We
I
know-
loved that phone.
We all know
What was
somebody
the-
who is basically obsessed with that phone.
Yeah, I'm. If you're talking about who I think you're talking about, I gave them their first one.
Am I having a fever dream, or was there a phone that had a literal like camera lens on the back of it as its camera?
Yeah, it was a Nokia.
No, thank you. It's like it was like a normal like rectangular like touchscreen phone, and then just smack dab in the middle of its back was just a camera lens.
It was supposed to be a modular phone too. So
I remember
originally,
that.
I believe they had marketed it as you could upgrade the memory, you could upgrade the lens, you can upgrade the screen, stuff like that, and it just never panned out.
Yeah.
Because I mean, cameras on phones back then sucked no matter what, anyways.
Yeah, but if I remember right, wasn't this thing like an entire camera with a phone kind of attached to it? And it was
Yeah.
heavy as fuck.
Yeah, you could
yeah.
split them up and just use the phone, but nobody knew how. Like I learned you could do that one time when I dropped it, and it just split into two, and I was like, oh, these are two different devices that they just merged together with clips.
Could you imagine trying to be a spy with a camera phone like that back in the day?
Right?
The Samsung
Yes, yeah, talk about it
Galaxy
in
S4 Zoom was one of them. It's not the one I'm thinking about, but I'm looking up phone with camera lens on back. That was one of them.
Holy shit. So that was
I
way
want to say it
off.
was a Google phone or like an LG or something.
The Sidekick phone came out in 2002, and the G1 phone didn't come out until 2008.
That means the Sidekick came out before we invaded Iraq for oil.
It did.
Damn,
Well, that was a
damn!
comparison.
I can't believe
I
I
just-
can't believe I'm
we
just a
have-
little older than those phones.
To expand democracy.
Yeah. I mean, we expanded it. We just, our pullout game's kind of weak. Oh, what should we talk about next?
Well, speaking of like razors and whatnot, did y'all hear about like the at least I think in CS:GO 2 or CS:GO,
CS2 now.
Razer and I don't know who Wu-Tings is, but I assume they're like another keyboard making company that has like
They're-
that snap tap technology that those features are getting banned in the game.
I think Wu-Tings is a software company that made made it as like a keybind or a function instead
Yeah,
of
they are. So I remember watching that video about it.
Yeah, so Wu-Tings is like software and Razer is soft and hard.
Conspiracy theory time.
Giggity.
Did Valve ban Razer and Wu-Ting's new keyboard because we're gonna get a Valve keyboard?
Don't put my hopes up.
I don't know. Valve's one of those ones that they put out 80% great shit, and then you get the 20% of things like the Steam controller.
Yeah, well, look, the Steam controller had its purposes. Okay, like I've never been so good at Dark Souls with with anything but the Steam controller touchpads. Okay,
That's fair.
because holy shit, you could sprint, turn, and backstab just like running by every enemy with the touchpads. But, I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like Valve has stepped away from really being a game company where they started to hosting software and now producing hardware, right? Like gaming hardware. So I could see maybe them like beta testing, like a pair up with another company.
I mean, the Steam Deck has done pretty fucking well so far.
It has, and it's a handheld, and that they want people doing more shit on Steam, right? Buying more Steam games, which I get. But now, I mean, I don't know. Like Razer did a thing with Alien or not Alienware. Who was it? Oh,
Gillette?
Razer did a thing with like computer hardware. Like they started making their own like CPU coolers and their own versions of graphics cards, which did not last long. I don't know if you guys remember that.
I was about to say again.
No.
I was like,
This was
oh,
like
shit.
This was like 4 years ago. They came out with like their own line of like computer, cases and stuff like that. And now they just do collaborations with other companies. So like Lee Razer cases, or freaking who else was it? NZXT. They did a Razer case with and stuff like that. So they started coming out with components. So I could see Valve stepping into that territory, or just doing what they do and getting out a patent and suddenly the keyboard shows up on the Valve store.
Uh-oh.
I mean,
Someone
other than
sounded
the
more of a
robot
robot than I
sounds.
am.
But
I
Valve
have a
did.
consp-
Valve did the what was it? The Steam Machine. That was a thing for a while.
They had like a Steam dock before, like the Steam Deck, like docking unit. They like try to have it something like that. Kind of how with it was with the controller. It was kind of like what Google did when they had like their cloud streaming service. I forgot what it was called. I used it once or twice. Oh god, what was the Google one called? But it was something like that.
Yeah, they had. Oh, what was it called? The Steam Machine was essentially a gaming PC on Linux, and then you had, what was the Steam? It wasn't Steam Dock. What was that little box everyone bought for $5 during a Steam sale?
The Steam Link.
Steam Link.
Link,
That's
thank
what it
you.
was.
Stadia is also the Google one. That's what I was thinking.
Link Steam to other computers.
No, you could put it on your TV, and it would just. It was essentially a Wi-Fi broadcasting dock.
It was
Um,
almost like the
Xbox is
Amazon
pushing
Fire Stick for
nowadays.
It
Steam.
allowed you to
Yeah.
run your tower on your TV wirelessly.
Oh, just
Yeah.
like Xbox is starting to do with fucking Amazon.
Yep, and what PlayStation's doing with their new little like handheld portal or whatever it's called.
Yeah, like PS Portal,
Mhm.
pretty much the new PSP.
Oh, is that what
No,
that's
you could
about?
buy separate games on a PSP. Don't
Yeah,
you?
PSP, you had those little
It's okay,
I-
Mr. PSP.
disky looking
He didn't mean to hurt you.
I know. I owned PSPs. That's what's like. It's like their new version of one. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is because
When was the
because
last time
that's
you turned that on.
Huh?
It'll.
I've been
explode.
playing Grand Theft Auto Chinatown on that thing for like the last 2 weeks.
Oh, great, nice. But while everybody's grabbing their here's another PSP. While everybody's
Here
grabbing
comes
theirs
Scorch
to
with his
show,
fucking old school Nintendo.
I was about to say, do
Yeah,
I gotta
to
go
show
get my
it off.
Nintendo
Nice.
SP? I got it sitting over in the other room.
Oh wait, hold
Do you
on.
have
Oh,
an
never mind.
extra little thumb joystick thingy? Because I'm missing one, and it makes playing Grand Theft Auto hard.
No, I definitely do not, because I bought this for sure secondhand or third hand or eighth hand.
I'm sure
I-
they're on eBay.
I
I don't know if
though
I
it's not a
paid for this one.
PSP, I have a Nintendo 3DS in like pretty mint condition. That's
30s?
3DS.
I got a 3DS and an SP, I think.
Yeah.
So I literally
know
have
if the
this
3DS
for one
works.
reason. I have this for one reason, and that is
Well,
Breath
hold
of Fire 3.
Oh damn! I was supposed to say
What
let's
is
guess
it?
the game.
Breath of Fire 3.
Good
That was a good
reason.
That is like the only reason I actually have.
I mean,
Do you want to
That lo-
borrow some games?
This man whips out a whole.
It's okay. There's
library.
some under there too.
I'll have to come check out the collection, but
And these are
maybe.
double stacked.
Honestly, like, I don't even know why I have handhelds anymore. I really don't play on them that much. I have a Switch. I don't use it very often for,
but
for handheld.
I
use,
will
right?
I will argue that PSP had better games than Switch for a handheld.
Well, it was old school Sony. It was
Right.
it was PlayStation
Lots
1,
of-
PlayStation 2 era
Lots of
Sony.
adventure games, which are great for a little handheld to just fuck off with.
Yeah, it was like
Whereas,
the Sony
like-
Dark days, you know.
Like, yeah. When they had
Hey,
some of the best, they had the best RPGs on the market.
I will agree, but I loved my Nintendo handheld because of all the like Mario and Sonic Olympic games. Like some of the random ones where like if you had to like blow up balloons in them to where they popped, and they had like a sensor that you could. This is gonna sound really bad. Oh god, I just
Keep
put the
going.
sentence.
Yep, just say it.
Just
where like you had the option to blow into the sensor and that would blow up the balloon.
oh
That wasn't nearly as dirty as I was hoping for.
no.
Nah, yeah, no, there's other things, but I'm just gonna keep it like that.
I mean, I guess we're a little
Bringing back the
desensitized,
fever
right?
dream.
That is not a fever dream. I definitely remember doing that. I'm like, this is the stupidest thing, but my god, am I gonna win this mini game?
Well, I mean,
Wii
what was the
Pets.
thing they came out with on the Switch, right? Like the infrared sensor, where you could you had to chew to pretend you were eating or some shit like that.
What?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. At the bottom of that is for 1, 2, 3 Switch. It's like their party game. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
at the bottom of one of the sticks. It's like you would chew and you'd have to like chew fast enough to like eat the burger or eat
Yeah,
whatever.
you have to bite at the back ass end of the controller, like you're just gonna eat it.
That's
Pretend
also
to eat
how
it.
they did the
That's
the
stupid.
quick draw game. That's also how they did the quick draw game and the sword fight game. There was a lot of them for mainly for like 1, 2 Switch and like maybe Wario World.
Sword fight segues into my comment. How many gay dudes do you think were blowing guys trying to eat
Practicing?
faster?
Oh,
Just like point
yes.
the switch at them and oh.
I'm pretty sure that there's probably like a Pornhub channel for that.
Dude, Pornhub's gone downhill so hard.
Well, it's because
How did-
everybody
how did we
has
get
to
here?
be a. Well, we went from Razer getting their keyboard or in like their software banned, which I had its
Valve?
own conspiracy theory, and just went down the rabbit hole of going into retro stuff and like classic
I
things.
could see
Yeah,
how
pull up.
the Razer conversation could segue into porn.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But before we get back into that half of the conversation, I had a conspiracy theory because Valve is releasing Deadlock or is in the works of it, so maybe they're pre-banning it so that way it doesn't plague their game.
I applied for a beta for Deadlock this morning.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, when you get in, see if you could just like send us everything. So
What's
that
a
way we can also
what's
get
a
in.
deadlock?
It's their new 5v5 or 6v6 shooter. We talked about it last episode, and I will correct myself because all the comments will do it. When I looked it up on Steam, you get a VR game. And then KickenBeans was very generous and posted how you could actually get into the testing, pre-alpha, beta, whatever they want to call it. So if you look it up on Steam, you're not going to find it.
Yeah, the only way you'll get it is to get an invite key to it, and then once you type in the key, it'll just show up in your library. You
And-
cannot search for the game right now.
You can just apply for the key. Apparently, they just give it to whoever applies. But it takes like 48 hours from what I was reading this morning.
Do you have the link
Okay.
for that?
Yeah, you want to post it in
I-
our chat?
Do on my work computer. When I go to work tomorrow, I will try to remember to send it.
All right, awesome.
Easiest ways to get it. If one of y'all get it in, just invite the rest of us. That's easiest from what it looks like.
Yeah, that's the other way is you can invite friends and it'll just pop up in your Steam library.
All right, Kane, you know what to do.
Um, but yeah, so Valve is banning the Razer Wu-Ting, what is it called? Strafing.
Snap Tap or
Snap
Snappy.
ta-
It's
yeah.
Snap Tap or Wu-Ting's is Snappy Tappy because they have to name it a little differently.
But yeah,
Snappy tappy.
Yeah, not too hard.
as much as I called that somebody was going to ban it, I think they should just let other players get good. Somebody will find a counter for it, and that'll become the new meta.
Yeah.
I think it's just their way of, because I know Destiny and a lot of other like Destiny PvP and a lot of the other like shooters, they kind of had like a problem with Zim and Zimming, and they were just afraid that it was going to go to that.
Dude, fuck Destiny.
But I listen. I'm not saying that because as someone that has played it for the past 10 years, I've stopped playing it for the past year because I'm really upset at the game. But I also know that it's actually at its end cycle.
That game
Oh,
made
yeah.
me
It's been
the
out of
original
cycle for a while. It's just taken forever to die.
The original Destiny made me sad because all the literature on it, it had a extremely rich backstory, and then they did absolutely fucking nothing with it.
Yeah.
Like- Just a couple halfway decent writers could have made that an amazing game.
Did you play Taken King? Because that's
no, I
Taken
didn't play
King.
any of Destiny 2.
No. Taken King
That
is
was the
Destiny
last-
1.
that was
That
the
was
last
that was
of
one of the
their-
last expansion. Well, it was the
Yeah.
second to last. It was the last big expansion because then you had Lord of Wolves. But Taken King was the biggest lore drop, and like as you said, they actually had good. They put a lot of effort into it, so it was known as one of the best. and then you had Forsaken, and then you just had this most recent not I think it's oh god, what, not Lightfall. It might be Lightfall, but when you're taking on the Witness, which is really nice. So they had it. Like, I'm not going to disagree with you. There was a lot of Destiny that the whole purpose was you're collecting the lore books, and that's how you get your lore instead of just like playing through it.
Yeah, I want to
Gotcha.
play through it.
Yeah, I like the PVE aspect. That was my favorite thing. But yeah,
But yeah, the PvP aspect you could get from Halo at the time.
yeah,
Destiny
yeah.
2 they did better with. I
Mhm.
will accept that. But
except for Curse of Osiris and Warmind, I'm not letting Bungie sweep that one under the rug. Get better at writing in the beginning of your games, please.
yeah, it took them 3 expansions to get lore into the game.
Yeah.
I never.
But
even
hey, when they
thought
got lore into the
going
game,
to.
it was really good.
Yeah, I had moved on by then.
It's true though. Don't give me something boring in the beginning
Yeah,
and expect me to keep playing it.
especially coming
You need to figure shit out to start with, and then come at us and want for everybody to play.
from a studio that was ridiculously good at putting good lore in their games. Like Halo's
the
lore was
studio-
so
yeah.
good. I've read like 10 of the books.
It's when you got big off of a game like Halo, you don't go backwards from that.
Well,
Or
to
you-
be fair, Bungie's owned by Sony now, so you know
That yeah, that's fair.
they've gone full retard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Never go full retard.
Rest in peace, RDJ.
I have heard rumors that they're making a Tropic Thunder 2.
Oh, that'd be so
God.
amazing. That'd be
I
great.
don't think it'll thrive this go round.
I don't think Robert Downey Jr. is going to be able to get away with what he did.
I think he'll be able to get
Fuck
away
no.
with it. I think he would be able to. But
I do love.
I don't
that,
think Disney would allow him.
that Ben Stiller came out after all like the people firing at him for Tropic Thunder and trying to cancel it. Him just coming out and being like, "I have zero regrets for making that movie. It was hilarious.
Yeah, it was an
Oh, yeah.
awesome movie.
It was a great movie."
RDJ even says in interviews constantly to this day, he's like, that movie could never be made today, but fuck did we enjoy making it back then.
Right.
I love the fact that more people got mad about Simple Jack, like the 3.5 minutes of Simple Jack, and nobody got mad about Robert Downey Jr. doing blackface.
Well, it's because he called it out.
Yeah. Oh, where was it going with this? Oh yeah, shitty movies. Borderlands.
Coming to a streaming platform near you.
It did so bad.
Very
It's going
soon.
straight to streaming.
I want to see
Oh
it.
my god, it's the straight to DVD movies.
I'm
Let's
going to see this
go.
movie. Not in theaters, but I am going to
I was
see
about
it.
I'm gonna see this movie, but I can say it now. I'm just gonna wait for it to come out on streaming.
I want to see it because it's bad. I love terrible movies that I can laugh at because they're terrible. Like Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers by every measure was just the worst movie ever created, but it was fucking
a movie
hilarious.
about Nazis. Well,
Kind of.
Nazi
Starship.
characters.
Are you thinking of Inglorious Bastards?
Oh no,
No, that was an
Go-
amazing movie.
that was
Yeah,
also
no. I just
no. Go back.
Iron
There,
Sky?
am I misremembering?
Have you
Starship
never
Troopers?
seen Starship Troopers?
I have, but it's been a hot minute.
there. If you go
Or
back
for
and
people that
read
don't understand
articles,
lingo, a long
the
time.
similarities between the Starship Troopers soldiers and the Nazi regime are wildly
Well,
close.
So that was the joke. The book was very similar. The soldiers were way different in the book. And if you ever get a chance to read the book, you could do it in an afternoon. I think it's like 85 pages or something like that.
For our audio listeners, KickenBeans and Scorch are like, what the fuck faces
But-
as they're talking about this.
Oh, we're just having fun. We're just playing along over here.
the joke in the book and the joke in the movie is like it's supposed to be a dystopian fascist future. It's a part of the theme. That is what makes that book / movie good. It's not like Fahrenheit 451 dystopian. It's like fun. You can't vote unless you serve. Let's go kill bugs. Dystopian.
I mean,
Let's go.
it's the same kind of satire that Helldivers is, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
yeah, but Helldivers is more. It's definitely a fascism kind of thing, I think.
The
It's
Illuminator
Spanish
coming.
democracy.
I'm gonna stop commenting for right now because I need to think
Until I
more
see it, I
about
don't
this.
believe it.
Yeah.
The Illuminate are coming.
Kane has
don't
been
believe
saying this for the past
No.
10 episodes. Kane
No.
has been saying this for the past 10 episodes. I want to throw that out there. He's been like throwing this out there this entire time. Where's the proof?
Show me
Is-
the
And not some fan-made
documentation
clip.
from Helldivers that it's coming.
Yeah.
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 Hold on. You got to give me a
Uh-huh.
second
Uh-huh.
to find it.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And this is also a perfect time. You know, if you want to sponsor us and help us out with all this, you know, contact us at thedepthsofjigoku@gmail.com or hit us up on any of our socials. You can find us anywhere like Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify at The Depths of Jigoku.
So data miners have found the skins for the Illuminate. They have found the movement physics for the Illuminate, and they've found a couple weapons for the Illuminate. So they are actively working it into the game, which is going to bring me back for probably a month or so.
Listen, it's also data miners, and most of the time they are correct, but until it's like close or like they announce it, I'm not gonna believe it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you guys
I've
got
been
me for another.
disappointed too much.
You guys got me for another 2 weeks until Space Marine 2 comes out, and then I'm gonna be playing that for a good bit.
Fair. I'm hopping on that real quick. I loved the
Yep.
first Space Marine. And you can play a Dark Angel, so, you know, no one wanted to answer my fucking question. But I looked it
didn't
up
know.
myself
Wait, hold up,
because
wait,
I
wait.
can
That was new.
Google.
You
Wait. I think I have it. Wait, you asked a question about that?
I'm
Yeah.
also down for Space Marines too. I still thoroughly enjoy those the Warhammer 40k games. It's
And
just, they're becoming very geared towards playing with your friends.
yes,
I'm
and
just sad that it's a 3-player co-op.
by the way, do not buy it on Steam. Buy it from Green Man Gaming
Oh, yeah.
Is it
I was going to.
cheaper?
because Green Man Gaming is already at like a 10 or 12% discount
Oh, nice.
for the pre-order.
Oh, is that what you
so-
posted?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can do Dark Angels, White Scars, Space Wolves, Imperial Fists, Blood Angels, which I might also play, Iron Hands, Ultramarines, Salamanders, and Raven Guard. So basically, you could play as.
Blood Angels.
I think that's all the factions that didn't fall.
You can also play as the Fallen chapters. So if you get the Ultimate Edition, you get the additional like a bunch of additional chapters, and then throughout the game, I think you can unlock the Fallens.
Okay.
How much is the deluxe edition?
So the Deluxe Edition is $100.
And what exactly?
Ouch.
No, I'm
what,
sorry. I'm sorry. The Ultimate Edition is $100. It's $99.99 on Steam.
what-
The
let me
Ultimate,
just go into Steam really quick.
yeah, the Ultimate Edition is $89.99, and the base game I think is $60.
Do you get anything that's not cosmetic?
You get 4-day early playtime.
That doesn't matter.
You get a season battle pass.
That doesn't matter.
Oh, game ruined.
What season battle passes?
Yeah.
There are some
depends-
games that do
depends
battle
what they
passes
are.
correct. Yeah, there are some
Yeah.
games that can do it correct. Most of the battle
60%
passes we're
off
thinking
on
of is
Green Man.
bad.
What's that, Beans?
13% off across the board for whatever edition you want to buy on Green Man.
Yep.
Interesting.
Don't make the mistake I did.
Oh, see, but now I want to buy those IEMs we were talking about, or do I buy Space Marine?
So is this just
am.
essentially mass war?
Are you asking 40k lore questions over there? Because we don't have enough time.
We don't. Okay,
No, I'm
excuse
asking,
me.
I'm asking about the gameplay style.
I was gonna say
I
we're
know what a
we're-
40k is.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Gears of War esque. It's over the shoulder. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of cover to hide behind, but it's very Gears of War esque.
Okay, and you're getting attacked by massive amounts of enemies.
Yes, and the reason that I'm pretty excited for this is that this is actually the first time that there's going to be like a Zerg horde of enemies in a game this size.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be almost overwhelming, except you're a freaking Space Marine.
Yeah, you're an immortal being.
I
And based
I
on-
hope
what part of the storyline they go with. You might be a second gen Space Marine, which would be even cooler. Because at one
I
point
hope
in the lore,
they-
they ripped out their acquired organs and upgraded them.
I hope they do like the swarming and everything better than what Helldivers did in the beginning. So that way it like feels fun and not like actually overwhelming. You know what I mean? Like it's fun to have some overwhelming, but not be like, oh god, there's 17 Bile Titans and I hit them with toothpicks kind of
Good.
feeling.
It's kind of the
Like-
game though. Like being
Yeah.
overwhelmed in 40K is kind of how 40K works.
Yeah, it's super dystopian future where half of existence is just trying not to die.
Yeah, it's the Grimdark. If you're ever interested, I do not recommend starting with Horus's Heresy. At least not in the right order. There are better books. But and if you're into
started off-
horror reads, they've been putting out really good 40K horror novels.
I think I started out with Space Wolves.
Yeah.
Ragnar's story.
Yeah.
Like I actually just recently started touching into like the 40K, and that's where I'm starting is that book, because you go online, you find your guides, and your guides say like where's a good place to start, and that's a pretty decent introduction to the verse
Yeah.
Okay.
because they're kind of isolated for like the first book on their planet.
So
So it's
all the Space Marine chapter books except the Ultramarines, they're like that. Due to things that happen in the lore, the Emperor creates all of his children, and then Chaos Gods spread them out, and then that's the whole reason he started like expanding more than he originally did. Was he was actively looking for the quote unquote children he created. But
Okay.
yeah, they're super fun. Most of them are super fun books. There's definitely some hard ones. I can't find anything about the Fallen chapters. I wanted to see which Fallen chapters they're talking about.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to play the game to find out.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I hate when games actually make you engaged in them and give you good lore. Oh.
Y'all let me
Yeah.
know if it's worth it once it's out.
Actually, yeah, same.
Have you played the first one?
I did not.
It's a good.
I
It holds
I
up. It's
tried.
a good playthrough now.
tried to like I picked it up on Steam when it came like on sale or something like that, and then it won't let me go past like 9:600 resolution or something like that. 900 by
jeez.
600. Like I can't even get 1080. So I gotta play around with the settings on that and mess with it. But I'll just play 2 for now.
Yeah.
Mhm. Well,
Yeah, I can't find anything about Fallen. There's lesser chapters that they talk about. I just want to know which ones they're pushing forward, because that's going to sway whether I buy the Ultimate Edition or not. Because if you could play like the Children of Horus or what's that beautiful bastard's name?
So the ones that you won't be able to play are Thousand Suns.
They suck anyway.
Yeah. So the exceptions are World Bearers, Thousand Suns, and Emperor's Children. Have not seen any cosmetics for them yet, but that doesn't mean they won't be included potentially in the Battle Pass.
Okay. Oh, it's gonna bug me until I figure out this dude. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna quit now. There's a dude that fell simply because he was the prettiest of the children. And like the Chaos Demons were like, "You're the prettiest. You can be the best if you let us into your soul."
I do have
Chaos
the first
Demons
Space
anyway.
Marine.
Okay. So I think we're down. Hold on, I haven't looked at the doc in a while.
we have a
Apparently,
few left, but
apparently
we
I have
haven't-
also bought the first Space Marine game. That's
I mean,
Nice.
seeing as we're talking about Space Marines and everything out in space, let's move into piracy.
Yeah. Cox Media, great name, is currently in talks with the U.S. Supreme Court on a landmark copyright infringement case because they don't want to remove internet access to people that sail the high seas. And I don't know what dystopian timeline we went into where the ISP is working for the people, but like their argument is they have not been charged with the crime. Why should it be on us to ban them from using the internet if they pirate things? And I am kind of about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's face it, there's a lot of ISPs that'll suspend your account if they catch you with any kind of, piracy. So if you're not using an IP service, do that.
Well, a while
Public
ago,
service message.
yeah, because of Metallica, once ISP started tracking your packets, this is a weird sentence. The court case said that your ISP is supposed to remove service if they catch you pirating. The issue is like if I want to send something to KickenBeans and I use peer-to-peer, it counts as privacy. It doesn't matter if it's a document. It doesn't matter if it's a photo of my nuts. It just doesn't matter.
Okay.
But Cox Media is saying that if you're not convicting him of a crime, why is it our problem? Not a utility provider, not a government official. Why is it our problem to take the internet away from them if they're not committing an unlawful act? If the government isn't charging them with an unlawful act, then why do we need to stop them from being a customer?
Right. And then the other question is, who else are they going to crack down on to try to do this, right? So, Cox Media is fighting back. Is AT&T and Verizon and these other cell phone service providers, which you can definitely go and pirate shit onto your phone, are they also supposed to ban you if they catch you?
They're supposed
currently
to.
supposed to. Verizon is actually currently in the middle of a lawsuit since I think July. Sony and a couple of the other big companies like that are suing Verizon specifically because they have not done anything about removing anyone from their service for being caught for pirating.
So, I mean, being caught's one thing, right? Getting caught, right? But, I don't know. I get stuff off the internet all the time. Who's to say if it's copyrighted or pirated if it's available through a Google search? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How are we supposed to know as the end user?
And
in some cases, in some cases,
Yeah.
true piracy, we obviously know what you're doing, but
it's one of those I've downloaded D&D stuff that's open source through peer-to-peer servers and gotten an email from my ISP provider, threatening to kick me off their service because I was pirating. And I was like, no, this is free. They just push it through a peer-to-peer service. So I don't know. I don't know what's happening with this. I have a weird feeling that the United States is gonna somehow create an internet police force, which is gonna be bad. But I don't know.
Trying to do we've been trying to do for years now.
What?
They've been trying to pass laws to limit internet and.
So worst case scenario, the government tells Cox Media you are correct, and starts some kind of federal force that tracks this, and if you get to a certain point, they'll probably do a raid on your house. That's worst case scenario. Best case scenario is the Supreme Court agrees that these are unproven allegations of infringing activity and it's not the ISP's purpose to police their networks. And, we start sailing the high seas again. Without
net
paying.
neutrality again, please.
Yeah.
I know this is something we talked about before, but fuck off with all this shit.
Right.
I get that they're trying to prevent piracy, but the internet is free, should be free.
Yeah, and I think if you're smart enough to do piracy stuff on the internet, you're smart enough to get around it. Because it's not easy. It's easy, but it's not like one of those things that the average internet user that only goes to Facebook and Google is going to know how to do.
You're not going to accidentally pirate something.
Yeah. or accidentally use a peer-to-peer service.
I don't know,
Right.
man. Sometimes I've just really wanted a movie from like the 1970s for whatever reason, and
Especially since it like
Fair.
a lot of the good movies we seem to talk about on this podcast, you can't find on streaming services for whatever fucking reason.
Bro,
and
God, I've been
Dogma.
trying to go.
you can't even get a copy of them.
Dogma's
from most
never on a
places
streaming
anymore.
service.
Dogma was never on a streaming service because of the Catholic Church, but like it's so hard to find. I looked for a Blu-ray copy to update my collection and could not find one. Like just you can't even buy it from Smodcast, from Kevin Smith's own website.
Jesus.
It's wild.
So the only way to see that movie nowadays is pirate it or have an old copy that you've had since it came out.
Well, I found a brand new copy, but I'm not paying that much for it.
Yeah,
How much-
I meant from a retailer. You can find brand new copies.
Is it 4 digits?
$130.
Holy shit.
For a movie with a fake rubber poop monster.
Oh,
Used for 81.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, Buddy Christ. My bad.
Nice.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Good luck.
You going to get your Buddy Christ?
Yeah.
Well, oh man, what? Okay, space filler.
Oh,
What
I
now?
went down a bad rabbit hole. Now I have a goal.
Uh-oh.
What's your goal?
Hey, Buddy Christ bobblehead.
He believes in you.
Nice.
I don't have something to put him on where he's just like looking in the camera.
Oh, if only you had your.
Put him next to your energy drink over there. He'll sit next to you.
There you go.
There you go.
He's a. There you go. Perfect.
Be a mascot for the podcast.
But yeah, it's crazy how hard it is to watch Dogma. And how many other movies that we're not thinking about can you not find on streaming services? Can you not find physical copies of? It's getting out of hand.
Yeah, and there are a lot of the better movies that we grew up on.
Yeah, what is it? Criterion Collection has some good movies. Some old shit that you're not going to be able to find unless you go to that collection, but there's so many good comedies, so many good dramas, a lot of really shitty action movies from the 80s and 90s you can't see anymore. You just, unless you happen to have an old copy laying around, you're never going to be able to watch that movie again.
Right.
Yeah. Sad but true.
Yeah, let's talk about Wukong. I'm sad about it.
Are you?
Why are you
'cause
sad?
You can only run it on a 4080. Is that why you're sad?
No, I'm sad because they made the game harder than it needed to be.
Didn't we talk about Wukong
I'm
earlier?
sad because I can't.
That was
We did
pre-show.
it. Yeah,
Oh, fair enough.
we talked about it in the pre-show, but it's a Souls-like. What do you expect?
Again, I want to enjoy the story. They need to give me a slider. I am old and my fingers don't move so good no more.
Man's
Just
not
get a
wrong.
goldfish and an infrared sensor.
That's fair. How long do you think it'll take Let Me Solo Her to beat this game?
I think she already beat it, and she's already coming up with the dance pad challenge.
Is Let Me Solo Her a girl?
Oh, I'm thinking of another person that does dance pad challenges. Sorry.
No,
but
Let Me
possibly.
Solo Her is big in what's that fucking show called or that game called?
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring,
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, the
before
name-
that, it was Souls. Before that, it was
Yeah.
Sekiro.
Yeah, so Let Me Solo Her is just the most recent name, but Let Me Solo X is the player's like
Okay.
title name.
Okay.
But gained a lot of popularity when basically playing Elden Ring, Let Me Solo Her, going after Millennia, I think it was,
Mhm.
before the most recent DLC.
I can't
and
tell if
then-
this person's Asian or German.
Why
Her
not
name
both?
is Klein Sudui.
Why not both?
That's fair. That is fair.
Yeah.
That is very valid.
But yeah, Wukong has. I feel like every game has broken like the most concurrent players at one time. Wukong has it. I think it was
It's
0.3
because
million.
people are itching for the next best thing.
Yeah.
And while some things like Helldivers have gotten pretty close to it, it had its downfall pretty quick as far as the next best thing.
Thanks, Sony.
Yeah, we're gonna blame Sony for that one.
I mean, we got Chaos Divers now. Have you guys heard about the Chaos Diver movement?
Yeah, I've heard about it. I don't know much about it.
There are players in Helldivers that are actively trying to get the automatons to Super Earth.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they're purposely failing missions and everything.
They apparently let them get to Super Earth. Like it happened, and nothing happened.
That doesn't surprise
Oh,
me.
really?
That's what happened
Yeah,
in the
so-
first game.
Yeah, the
So
devs
the,
really pushed them back. I was like, oh.
Well,
resistance
so
or whatnot.
in the first game, if they win, basically, like you have to try to fight for the planet for a little while, and then everything resets. As far as what my cousin has told me, they were huge into the first game.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But for this one, I think what happened is they let the bots get to Earth, and then I don't think the game was set up for an Earth invasion yet. So
Oh.
I think they basically just pushed the reset or like rolled back them getting that close.
That's funny.
Damn.
Yep. So they were not quite ready for an Earth incursion yet.
They did get themselves ready faster than this, man.
Yeah.
They're trying. There's not a lot of them over there.
No.
I think that
By
game
the
was
way-
built with less than 200 people, and they've, doubled their staff, but that doesn't really
Yeah.
mean much.
By the way, concurrent players on Wukong at the moment are 952,000.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
But it did
People
just
probably
come
already-
out too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all-time peak 2,223,000.
And this
Wow.
is the Black Myth game that we're talking about, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
Myth Wukong
Yep.
goes off of one of those stories of Sun Wukong, I believe.
Wow.
I say one of them because I don't know which one, and I don't want to get it wrong and get yelled at on the internet.
I
Don't be afraid. Be wrong.
love
It's okay,
the
it's okay to be wrong.
I love some of the Steam reviews more than action RPGs like it. Black Myth is a game about running away.
That's fucking awesome.
I love that.
Oh,
This is a modern Crash Bandicoot.
right.
Love it.
You guys remember Ninja Gaiden?
Oh yeah.
Ninja
They just
Gaiden,
remastered Ninja
Fuck out of
Gaiden.
that.
Gaiden.
Shut up.
Gaiden.
Did they just remaster it? I thought they came out with
No, they
but-
remastered it didn't they
Okay.
remaster it like a bit ago?
So maybe they didn't just remaster it, but the remasters are currently on Xbox Game Pass for 1 and 2.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Loved it.
If you
If you
really
type
missed
Ninja
it, that
Gaiden
missed
into
that
Google,
pain.
it says, "Why is Ninja Gaiden so hard?"
If you if you really want to hurt yourself that bad, Kain, then yeah, it is Ninja Gaiden. Yep, Ninja Gaiden Master Collection and Ninja Gaiden 3. Is that what that means? Sigma.
Game am I thinking of? Because I have one that is like Ninja Gaiden. Gaiden?
I think it's Ninja Gaiden.
Shut up.
I don't care. Kane said it in a horrible way, and my brain shut down for a second. I'm like, how?
It's Ninja
We grew up
Gaiden. I'm with
playing
Kain
Ninja
on
Gaiden.
this one.
Ninja Gaijin. Just kidding.
Now
Ninja
you're
Kaiju,
sad.
gotcha.
Ninja Foreigner? That
Oh.
just sounds weird.
Okay, so not Ninja Gaiden, but Strider. You guys remember Striders?
No.
Riders. Why does that sound familiar?
It used to be
Like Lord of the Rings?
like a side scroller ninja game.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
this.
Yeah.
So they did a reboot of it a little while ago, and I guess it was not popular. I ended up getting it on sale for like $5.
Well, this is like when they do redos of Castlevania on Switch. Like, no one
Yeah.
wants to play that shit. Castlevania was good for its time, but it's a terrible game compared to modern standards, even side-scrolling games. And
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
but I love playing it.
but they're not really updating the games, right? Like they came out with the Castlevania collection, and it was literally they were forcing the same exact game to be on like the new resolution. So everything
Yeah.
looks kind of terrible.
Yeah, they're not
Because-
Final Fantasy 7ing it.
No, well, so like no, I'm saying like even if they graphically remastered it, like upscaled it a little bit, it would have been better than what they did. But
Mm-hmm.
old games like that were designed for old TVs, cathode ray, right? Like
They
And-
looked good because of the blur.
yeah, like cathode ray TVs had a pixel blur, and it actually made the graphics look better. So then you take those graphics and put it on like a modern, 4K television, and it looks like absolute ass.
There was
not saying that's the only reason not to play them, but or whatever, but it's bad porting without any kind of like even the slightest updating to bring it up to a standard TV now.
there was a time when I had a converter box that would add scan lines in to my N64 and convert it to HDMI so that the game looked better. So Wukong, I think that's everything. We can talk
Yeah.
about the Alkalite, but like why?
Yeah.
It's
We
just
could do it
this.
for next time.
It's
not-
Disney
it's not-
ruining Star Wars. Oh darn!
It's not a kick that one while it's down. We're all
Yeah.
huge Star Wars fans. It's sad for all of us to see
No.
that, but not unexpected.
I'm not a Star Wars fan anymore. I realized that a couple weeks ago. I haven't been a Star Wars fan since Rogue One, apparently. Like that was the last good thing that Star Wars put out.
That's not. I'm not. That doesn't mean I'm going to say I'm not a Star Wars fan. I'll still go back and watch the original movies. Still love them.
Yeah,
And I liked Solo. I liked Rogue
Yeah.
One.
We're just
I like
old Star
Obi-Wan
Wars fans.
Disney series. I like majority of the Mandalorian. Boba Fett can fucking disappear in a Black Plague.
Power Rangers. The look of disappointment on your face was worth it. All right. On that note, let's call it a show.
All right, guys.
All right. Yeah. If you
Well,
again,
fellas,
I know
this was a really good session. Thank you guys.
Yep, I know I said this a lot throughout the podcast, but if you want to contact us for any advertisements or just to reach out,
Or
tell us
sponsorships.
anything, or sponsorships, anything like that, you can email us at thedepthsofjigoku@gmail.com, as well as you could find us on Twitter or X, YouTube and Spotify, and then also we have an Instagram now that we might be posting, pictures of like three-legged cats or like cute animals or whatever we find interesting.
We're stills of our stupid
Pussies.
faces.
Sleeping right there.
Yeah.
It'll be an Instagram full of pussy.
Oh my god.